Start over from. Yeah, I thought I was sharing my screen. I'm just fucking talking to you guys. You guys don't even have the page. Oh my god, I'm retarded. All right. So 26, 24. We already went through all this. Um, there's still enough for us to go through. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Now I gotta find the shit. Georgia. Now everybody's joining. All right. George, I was wondering why I couldn't see my face. Nice of you to join us, brother. We're going through his ISP worksheet, and this is the one that I sent today is the one you need to fill out. He used AI to generate this shit. That's why it's like not long enough. Um, all right, age 26 to 24, gender male. Okay, cool income. Um, we already talked about this. I think somebody that has like a house and kids typically has more money, um, but I can understand this because you want to be able to empathize with them. Um, but again, like I said, them having kids, that is another pain point that you can address, and it will increase the amount of pressure that somebody has to make the change. Um, urban slash suburban. Um, and I'm just recapping because now people have joined and I just started recording again. So urban slash suburban, I think this is good just because there's no pressure on people in the city to be in shape, to be fit. Um, occupation, we said we're going to go with this just because you are in this field so you can empathize and the pain points that go into all these different things they're so drastically different. You're not going to be talking to one person in your content. Now we're back to this. Now, Josh, do you want to explain like why this may not be the smartest decision when it comes to like life stage?
I'm reading right now.
Just what I
Sorry.
highlighted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the problem I ran into with that is most of my objections, my ICP is divorced dads, right? Um, I would say at least 95% of my objections have been divorced dads. They're at the beginning stage of divorce. They don't know what their finances look like. Their lawyer's telling them they can't spend any money. And it's a real objection because I went through that. I spent money with Dylan and I wasn't supposed to. So it it's a problem that you run into, I think, a lot, and you're gonna run into that with anyone in divorce. So I've been trying to take a pivot to figure out how to direct it more so like to the dads, like post divorce, or just the dads in general, single dads. But it's been probably the biggest roadblock I've ran into.
Yeah, and that the divorce usually like it'll cook your credit. So
Yeah.
like, this is cool, because there probably is a lot of pain there, and you're not gonna deal with the financial constraints of somebody that's here. Um, but this is a red flag to me. I wouldn't be talking to somebody that's here. Um, all right, promotion, new role, business hitting its stride. What is the thought process behind this? I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just asking. Like I just curious.
Pretty much he's about to peak in his career. That's pretty much what it's saying. Or is on his way to peak in his career. So he has the money.
Okay. Um.
If that
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen people take that angle. Um.
That's our ideal though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I would want. But not everybody's in that position. You know what I'm saying? Where they're doing great. They're flowing with work. So it's like,
I agree. That
uh,
is ideal. Like somebody that's doing great in their career, they're making the money, they're just fat and they can't lose weight. I agree. I'm not gonna get pushed back on that. Physique physically hasn't kept pace with career income. This is good. Um, this is also good. Now, what's the thought process behind this? It's good, but I'm just curious on your. I just want you to elaborate on it.
this is like a positive trigger to a degree because it's showing me that he's wanting improvement in his life, now it's like fitness. Now it's time to get his body right. Like he's doing everything else. He's doing therapy. He's trying other coaching, whatever the other coaching is. And then he's learning. Like he's basically almost a peak human besides besides being in shape. So
Yeah.
that's where I come in.
And I think it's indicative of like buying powers, like not buying power, but buying it's a word I'm looking for. Um, fuck.
Intent,
It's
willingness.
another word for intent. Um, I can't think of the word. I'm trying to figure out how to verbalize it. That's the closest word that I would have is intent. Um,
Tolerance,
buying behavior,
willingness.
buying behavior, right? What?
I was just throwing words. I was just hoping one of them
Yeah,
landed on it.
buying behaviors, um, or characteristics, traits. All right, status psychology, achiever in the professional lane, promotions, closed deals, growing business, but body doesn't match the image. Right. Now, here's the problem with you just giving AI the ability to build this. You gave it all of this different thing, all these different things, so you can't. So it's not really dialing in on one, and it's just giving like a bunch of different. So again, you're not going to be talking to anybody specifically. You're going to be talking to everybody, right? Because promotions, closed deals, growing business. Like I guess those could kind of relate, but it's just not very niche. Whereas if you were to just say trades, right, you could dial in on each one of these lines and just be more niche. And then when we take this and we plug it into Claude and we build everything out, it would just be more thorough and more detailed, and it would speak exactly to that person because it would have more data to go off of compared to just like trying to spray and pray and shoot at everybody. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Use physical lag as a personal discipline, failure, not circumstance. Comparison frame measured against peers, colleagues, not abstract fitness ideals. Spend his identity, paying for a coach is itself a status act. I invest in expertise, not shortcuts. Um, Impatient with do it yourself has tried the free info route, YouTube, and wants a system, not more information. Responds to structure, direct language, low height positioning, matches brand voice, and no transformation promises. Okay. Explain what this means to me.
Mm, I can't.
And this is why you need to do it yourself, because
Everything, like no AI at all.
yeah, I mean, well, bro, like this is like we can use AI, but you need to be able to articulate the person. You want to be able to verbalize who the person is that you want AI to build all this shit around, right? If you can't do that yourself, like no, you can't just build everything with AI. Like that's the easy way. That's the shortcut, but you need to be able to get very granular with this, and this isn't even just about the content, because that's what I'm about to show you to do is like build a content blueprint. um, this plays into sales too, because when you have to actually go through this and think through like the way that they think and their pain points and all these different triggers and stuff, like when you can bring that information, and because you're going to remember it because you're actually having to type it out and think about it, you can bring that to the sales call, right? Like you already understand these things about this person because you've sat down and you've studied the person. Like you've actually thought through it. With AI, you've put in a fucking prompt and it's just fucking spit it out. And you probably have like glanced through it, but you didn't sit down and did you sit down and just really internalize all this information?
When I first read it, but I don't continuously read over it to answer your question. No.
Right, right. But the thing, what I'm saying is when you actually do it yourself, you're gonna remember this shit. All right. Motivated by discipline, mastery frame over aesthetics only, framing, real decision, not pocket change. Needs to believe in the system, not just the outcome. Okay. I don't really agree with AI right here. I think this is
That's slop. Would you consider that AI slop?
That's definitely AI slot. I mean, I want you to think about this: like a guy that's making 200,000 or 300,000 a year. You think he views 2,500 as a real decision?
I mean, a year. They're not. I mean, it just depends though. Like, cause everybody's different. That makes 300,000. Like, so you might have that guy
But
that
this is just like your ideal client, though.
he doesn't mind spending it. Like, but at the same time, though, it is 2,500 still. Like you view 2,500 as like if all right. So if you just spend 2,500, it's not like
Bro,
2,500. Like
I've thrown $10,000 at a nigga before, like
okay, so you're different.
$10,000.
This guy, right?
But
This guy.
I probably clear like five, four, like probably like 4 or 5. It depends, but we'll just say like 500,000. Say I clear 500,000 a year, right? That's they're not that far off from that mark. I'd say like the buying behavior of somebody
There's somebody that's
that's making 200 to 300, and somebody's making 500, probably not that far off. I'd say the gap is probably like mid. I'd probably say like once they hit like 6 figures, or depending on if they have a family or not. A single dude making like 6 figures, well into the 6 figures, like $2,500 is not a real decision. It's not a lot of money. What I'm trying to get at is that this number, this phrase, and this does not. Holy fuck! That's how I know it's AI. This does not align. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think most of the coaches that are making just a ton of money and they're training guys that are in this space and like what do you think they're charging?
Like I would say like 8,000 plus.
Yes, like 5,000 minimum. I have buddies that charge 7 to 10,000. I know of people in the space that are charging like 20 to 30. Right? That's a real decision. That is a decision that somebody is making 200 to 300K a year says okay. Like you have to sell them, right? 2,500 is not. It's it's investment is just there's not a lot of money when you have that much money, right? So I want you to think about that. If you are getting people like that on the call, what do they have to spend? What do they want to spend? Typically more, and then but you want to make sure that your offer is actually worth what you're charging, right? So
Right.
like Amaris can read blood work. His closing rate was what was it, Javi? Like 50, 60%?
Yeah, I think it was like almost 60.
Yeah, so we bumped it. We bumped every package he has up $1,000 because it's worth that. And now he has confidence. Now he has proof of concept that he can sell it. So we increased everything by $1,000. And then if the closing rate is still high, we're going to increase it some more, and then we're going to continue to increase it until the market tells us otherwise that we need to halt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, we need to. I think you should increase this. All right. Where to find them? Instagram engagement with fitness education, store content, following business accounts, not just fitness influencers. Okay, I like this. This is more so. This more so hints towards like going and getting the clients, right? Which is a lot of what we teach is like the messaging, the DM setting, etc. So I like this. Going, interacting with their page, getting them into your phone, getting them to your page, getting them to interact, or getting them in your funnel, right? Active in comments, DMs, and content challenges, comment belief. All right, boom. Now, all right, where else do you think you could find somebody of this caliber?
Really, I would say on any social media platform like maybe TikTok or
What
Facebook.
platform specifically do you feel like this kind of individual would be on?
I would say Instagram.
What do you think, Javi?
Probably like LinkedIn.
There we go. This nigga don't even fitness coach. like yeah, I mean, this type of person that's making 200 to 300 a month, or not a month, but a year, like, yeah, they're probably on LinkedIn, right? And they're probably on Instagram and TikTok too, because everybody is mindlessly scrolling. Most people are, but the person that can afford it typically isn't going to be on LinkedIn, right? And I've done 5 figures off LinkedIn alone. So I'm not telling you to just be on LinkedIn, but I'm telling you guys that you do need to be there. And I've been telling you guys this. I'm going to continue to say it. Like, you need to be on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the platforms, because you will find higher caliber people on LinkedIn. And I've never had somebody from LinkedIn charge back. I have had them ghost me. I've had one dude ghost me from LinkedIn. He did not pay me what he owed me. But
Once you get on LinkedIn, you have to have the LLC set up for that?
no,
No?
no,
Okay.
start a LinkedIn account, bro. You start an account, just like any other social media. You don't have to have like a business account. Like, you just start an account. How about people?
Is LinkedIn like Indeed?
It can be used like Indeed. I got my VAs from LinkedIn.
Okay.
But it's literally like a social media platform for people that are higher achieving. But I like brain rot, so I scroll on Instagram and TikTok. So, all right, looking for a quick fix, transformation, promise message. Okay, I also would say there's some, like, I don't think what you've been giving is, I don't think it aligns with this, because people with money typically, what are they paying for?
Shoot, they're paying for I would say like the system as far as what I do. Like they're paying for the system.
What do the rest of y'all think? Luna, what do you think? Like, somebody with money, typically, what are they looking for? Like, what are the qualities of the system that they're looking for?
You mean like if someone has money and you saying what would be their no if they have money isn't their problem? Is that what you asking?
So if somebody has money, they're spending more money.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, they're
Mm-hmm.
expecting what? I'd say two
Structure.
things.
Guaranteed
No
results.
value. Yeah, no value.
Javi, what do you think? JJ, I want everybody to answer. I'm curious on y'all's thoughts.
Results.
Simplicity and value.
So results, yes, but I think more so I'm looking for like certainty. Like, if I'm going to invest $10,000 compared to like
I better know I'm getting results.
$2,000, you're looking for more certainty. You're like, if I'm gonna invest this money, like, I just want to be sure. And you don't. I mean, you can incorporate a guarantee, but they want certainty that the system works, right? So certainty, I'd say people that have more money are looking for more certainty. Like, of course, it comes back to you, right? Like, at the end of the day, they have to do the work, but they are looking for more surety or certainty that the system works. And then the other quality that I would give is speed, right? I would say somebody that does have money is looking for like faster results. They're not looking for some shit that's going to take a year. And that's one of the qualities of a good offer, is that there is more speed involved, right? So, like, Tanner, the guy that I work with, I guess my partner, right? He takes 20% of the profit, but it's the reason that I did that is because of the speed with which we can grow, right? The speed with which the back end things will get done, right? I filmed this shit 3 or 4 days ago. They pump out fucking VSLs, landing pages. They do all the tech. They fucking edit 150 ad creatives, launch the ad creatives for me. Like, it's the speed that I'm paying for, right? So if we get when we get to 500K a month, a million a month, it's worth the 20% because of the speed with which I can get there working with them. Right. So it's speed. That's what they're looking for. So I would, when you say a quick fix, like, I guess it depends on what you attribute to this phrase, but I would say that they typically are looking to see tangible results not fairly, like a lot quicker, if they're investing more money. And then I would think that somebody would want more certainty that it's going to work, right? More proof of concept. Price anchors against $20 a month apps, no stated life trigger, no urgency. Okay. Purely browsing. I like this. Still living with parents, heavy financial constraints, income doesn't clear the bar comfortably. Yeah, I just think this number should be higher with this ideal person. And then still living with parents, why is this a disqualifier for you?
On call, it wouldn't be like an immediate disqualifier. It would just be I feel like I can work around it. So it's not like a definite disqualifier. Like, I'm not disqualifying them. Like, even if they said they still live with their parents, I would still have to see more of like what they're doing with their money and their living situation. But why it would be a disqualifier is probably because I don't know. But I know I definitely wouldn't disqualify them just based upon that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't disqualify somebody because of that either. I think there's a lot of people with money that live with their parents just because they're trying to stack bread. Um, Me personally, I have multiple six figures put back, and I've debated on moving in with my parents and then just traveling full time. So I think there's a lot of people with money that just in this economy, a lot of people do it to save money. Um, so one line ICP, I like this. Winning at work, feels bodies and caught up, ready to pay for. What the fuck just happened? Okay, that was enough though. Like that's what I wanted to see. Okay. So ICP worksheet. So this is what you guys need to be filling out, and I dropped this in WhatsApp. But let's see. What is your main fitness goal? Emotional level, dream outcome, pain points, struggles, what they've tried, right? These are things that you need to be thinking about so that if they haven't given it to you on a sales call, like when you have written this down and you already know the answer, you can offer answers to questions that they may not have the answer to. Buying behavior, yeah. See, Javi, this is the phrase I was looking for.
Buying behavior.
Yeah. Their objections, right? You want to pre-handle these in your content on the call, right? So you need to know what they are for this ideal person. Messaging, positioning, your offers fit, right? So compare and contrast, boom, right? And Javi, this is what Tanner was saying.
Tanner was talking about.
This is what he was saying we were missing,
Yeah.
right? So, and this is important. And when we do the mock sales calls, typically, like, this is what we teach. We just haven't been doing it. But you need to understand, like, what other people are doing and then how you can explain how your offer is better, right? So they do this, I do this. This is why this is better. They do that, I do this. This is why this is better. And then, yeah, same thing, right? And then what you can do is we can take this, right? Plug it into here. All right. Right. And while it's doing this, I'm not saying that like this is all you should be posting, right? Because your brand it has a voice and that voice is you. So like you should be posting content, and we'll talk through the different pillars. But you should be posting content that like solves the problems that you're seeing people come up that you're seeing come up in people's journey. You should be posting stuff to build your personal brand, like just like thoughts that you feel like you should still be posting that stuff. But this is to give you some structure so you can make this, and then you can also make that content too. That way you don't lose your brand voice, and it seems like it's just more authentic. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not just all right. I'm gonna go off these scripts. I'm just gonna post this. Like I think you should incorporate the stuff that you want to post too. Yeah. So I see, and yeah, I would go in and we would need to prompt this some more because I don't think there's enough here, because it's pulling some of the buzzwords that you've put into here, but it's so all over the place. I don't think it directly talks to anybody specifically, and also would need to prompt. I need to prompt this more to give you better quality scripts because these scripts are not good scripts. I'll be honest. This is why you pay for help, right? Because anybody could fucking do this and plug it in, but I can look at this and say this isn't a good script. It's not long enough at all. So let's go here, right? So back to what we were saying earlier, we're talking about like top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I think you should post things that are just coming up like on your mind. You should write them down. So that's typically what I'll do is whenever I'm thinking about something that I want to talk about, I'll write it down. I'll go to my notes and I'll type it in, and then I'll film the videos. But the biggest thing is you want to attract, you want to nurture, and then you want to convert, right? Attract, nurture, convert, right? Attract people to your page, get them to know, trust, and like you, and then you want to move them to action, right? CTAs, lead magnets. But the biggest thing is you want to give value. Like at the end of the day, it's just value, value, value. The more value that you give to people, the more people are going to want to work with you. The more shit you give away for free, the more people are going to want the paid stuff. And I know it seems backwards, and it was so hard for me to comprehend for the longest. Because I'm like, bro, if I just give everything away, like, but that's the reality is people don't just pay for the information, they pay for implementation, right? Everybody knows what to do. Like people are going through my YouTube videos, and there's a lot of value on the YouTube videos, but it's going to look a little different for everybody. There's the nuances that people want help with that they're not going to be able to get from a YouTube video. They want somebody to directly tell them, all right, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, right? Like I can talk through this right now, but then Bobby can go and text me and be like, hey, like I didn't really understand this. Can you elaborate on this? YouTube, it's not going to fucking do that. You can try Claude, but it's the confidence that what you're being told is right, because the shit I just pulled up, that was shitty. Those are shitty scripts, right? So give as much away for free as possible, and that's why YouTube works so well, is because you can push out so much value in 30, 40 minutes compared to a 30-second long clip or a minute long clip on Instagram, right? Think about how many clips somebody would have to see, because this video has probably been like 20, 30 minutes, and I'm going to put this on YouTube. It's probably a 30-minute video. Think about how many clips of mine somebody would have to watch on Instagram or TikTok to get this much value. And everything I post isn't value, right? They'd have to watch 30 value-based clips in order to get that same amount of like knowledge from me. You get what I'm saying?
All right.
What are your thoughts? Do you have any questions or?
Nah, I just gotta go back and revise the shit Claude made me over it again and make another one.